God, this show is so epic. Like, you guys are so lucky to watch GSL. I almost wish I didn't cast it so I could just watch it all the time.
Well, this is truly my luxury when Tasteless is here, but I feel like they're a little bit biased with the song choice there, Artosis.
Yeah.
herO is going to be going up next against ByuN, and I think ByuN has been our collective hero many times before, but
yes.
I would say there can be only one hero, but there's actually like 4 of them, so tonight there is only one hero playing.
Yeah.
He is right there, and he is looking damn good.
No matter how many heroes there are, this is the guy that's named herO. Okay, he's the best out of everyone across all the games
Off
and everything.
in the distance, there's a tiny inch-tall liquid hero jumping up and down. No, sorry, man.
It's certainly not him. But no, herO has, truthfully, like we've been talking a lot about stats, but truthfully, since after the GSL finals, this herO has been the leader of Protoss. He has been so strong. He has been cutting edge. The only guy that's actually been killing people, won the Super Tournament. So dangerous. Everyone's really afraid of him at the moment as well. So, like, he is someone that might be able to win Code S this time. Now, this match is really tough, and I really think that this match matters a lot because even though herO is looking fantastic, I don't think there's any guarantee in him beating whoever comes out of that loser match.
I mean, the winner of this game will make it to the GSL Code S round of 8, which is an achievement in and of itself. But I think both of our players tonight really want more than that. They both faced off against a lot recently, but this is the game that matters. So let's go ahead and get into game number 1, our winner's match, tonight's GSL Code S.
Fight! We start war, are you ready to fight? Yeah!
Here we are, spawning on Whirlwind. Our blue Protoss player, he is
Root Gaming, herO.
Can't believe this is our 3,463rd Code S match. It's so crazy.
Inkins predicted this would be an epic match, Artosis. They knew it all along. The red Terran player on the bottom left, right, he is
Expert, ByuN.
Yes.
I'm just going to use a sextant to divine where our players are spawning. I'm going to turn to my pocket sundial.
Yeah.
There truly will I find the location of these bases. All right.
You stick a quarter into an apple and drop it into a bucket of water, man. See which way it floats.
What?
That's an Artosis compass right there.
No one's ever done that before, have they? That's not a thing, is it?
No, it's not a thing.
Okay, all right. Like, why do you put the coin in the apple? How does that make
the
it
coin
float?
just it won't float if you don't put it in the apple. Like,
so
that's easy, that
confused,
part.
Artosis.
But without the coin, then it doesn't even sound right. You think an apple just floating in water tells you the way the sun is or something? Like, God Rapid. Like, I mean, this is kind of a stupid thing I said, but your reaction is like, you just don't get it.
You think that you have, it's like the preamble of the Constitution. You hold these truths to be self-evident. But, I just like, I think that maybe that was the one thing that I just missed growing up. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, everybody puts coins in apples. I'm like, but I never did that.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun things you can do with
is
apples.
bullying me, guys. Get Tasteless back in here.
I'm going to get a bag full of apples and hit you with it soon.
Oh my! Well, that's truly the secret to winning tonight, man. You're just gonna have more coins. That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard.
Well, if ByuN had done it, maybe he'd know that the top left is a Nexus first. But unfortunately for him, his Reaper's going the wrong way, and he's not going to get any real damage done with it, huh?
That is true. Reaper will not be reaping anything. He's gonna have to take the E out of his name. Just be a rapper from now on out. That's the future there. It's like, all right, no, he's not there. He's not there either. Sorry, man. 4th time's the charm.
Well, he's got to be careful, because if he gets hit by this Mothership Core and Stalker coming out, he can take the R out of his name and be an Eeper.
Yes, indeed he can, Artosis. Puts coins in apples. I'm so confused. All right. Okay, the scouting pro will be... God, sometimes things just get me. I guess that's it.
They do. Look at how close they are. 20 and 20 in Legacy of the Void. That's crazy.
Look at the win rate.
Jeez, 50%.
I mean, this is truly something we should actually talk about.
Flip an apple to see who wins this game.
Nobody does. Okay, that's a cool thing to talk about.
Oh my God, I can't believe that Reaper gets in. That's crazy.
That's true. He had to fuel his jump jets with more apples. He's going to get in here, and he might get one probe kill. No, great pull there. But yeah, truly a legendary matchup here tonight. Both of these players have faced off against each other countless times. I think they were both in the same group earlier in the GSL and made it out in first and second position respectively. I think ByuN managed to come out on top just narrowly 2-1 that time. But then like a couple weeks ago, they both played in a best of 5 in the second round of the SSL, and that was actually a pretty epic series.
They've had a ton of epic series lately. It's been really
definitely
cool. By the way, look at this. Okay, so when I saw that it was a Twilight and a Robo, I was thinking, well, geez, it's probably just the Adept build. But he's actually getting charge in the Prism, so watch out, Terrans. This is coming to the ladder if he wins this. 8
gateways in production. Well, 5 in production, 8 will be the total number. And while these Widow Mines and Marines will get dropped out, the scouting this will really be the true test. Now, Artosis. There is a small number of pylons powering all of those gateways.
Is there?
There
How many? Is it like 1 or 2?
Well, you know, we can actually count that high. So yes, it is perhaps only 1. So that drop, will scout that out, and if in our near future that drop does swing back around,
that would be big.
It certainly would be quite the opportunity there. Warp Prism coming in, trying to get the warp pin off. Probably could have moved forward, but
charge is barely not done.
yeah, if you try to move into that group of zealots, it's going to move into you. And right on top of this tank spawn, great control, pulling it back to this mineral line. Lots of zealots right on top of that tank, and it will fall.
Oh my God! Just picking up all these zealots and ferrying them forward. Charge is finally done, and they're kind of going to work, but this didn't really do as much as I think herO was hoping for.
Yeah, I saw those SCVs start to fall initially. I was like, wow, that's too much damage. But no, in fact, they all died immediately afterwards. There was that one Viking out just at the right spot to take out that Warp Prism. Now there's more Zealots warping it across the map, but turns out Charge is not going to let you charge quite that far into ByuN's base.
No, I think that the rush is basically over. He's making another Prism, as he probably should. But look, there's even a Banshee on the way. So ByuN being very flexible with how he goes about countering this, knowing that this is very Zealot heavy. He saw that there was only 2 gases previously, and such is still the case.
And yeah, Banshee just now coming out. As the Zealots' little arm, what are those things called?
Side blades?
Side blades, yeah. Their side blades
little arms
will not be the ones that reach the heavens. You cannot hit Banshees with these things. So here we go. We're about to watch the saddest Zealots ever. Not only are they not able to hit air, they're also across the map.
Okay, here he goes, dropping into the natural here, warping quite a few Zealots, but oh my God, he picks off that Warp Prism, and it looks like even though the wall will fall, there is no way that this is going to do enough, and the Banshee is about to hit his mineral line.
Yeah, and as soon as that Banshee hits, there's just no way to deal with it. There's nothing warped in back at home. Lots of SCVs falling, but okay, not even lots. 6 more SCVs falling, and with that, ByuN, the victor in game number 1.
Yeah, that was weird, because normally you see almost the same build, but with Adepts instead of Zealots, and that's a very, very powerful one. You have kind of some more mobility.
Yeah.
The fact that he's using Zealots is kind of interesting. Like, what do Zealots do here better than Adepts? Well, they don't cost gas, so that's one thing. You can probably hit a little bit quicker because of that.
Yeah, maybe you can get faster.
They kill buildings quicker. They kill siege tanks quicker. Yeah, I know. I'm stretching.
You guys can't see the expression I just made on my face, but it was that.
He looked like he normally does.
Hey,
confused.
I'm going to hurt myself in my own confusion here pretty soon, Artosis.
I know, right?
Well, at least we can decide that maybe that build does not quite work against players of ByuN's caliber. Great defense, and then as soon as that Banshee hit herO's mineral line, GG, and we are going to go on to Ascension to Ire.
Okay, we'll see if herO uses a similar type of cheese on this map. ByuN definitely doing a good job holding on against that. Don't know if that's something that herO thinks is going to be a new norm. Maybe he just messed something up about it, but I don't know, we'll see.
We'll find out as we get into our second map as Ascension to Ire, as ByuN taking game number 1 is 1 game away from advancing to the GSL Code S round of 8.
Fight! We start war, are you ready to fight? Yeah!
Yes, we are ready to fight. Ready to watch these 2 legendary players duke it out. The blue Protoss player, he is
Root Gaming, herO.
spawning in the upper left. In the lower right, I checked this time. He's there. Okay, well, that's
What
actually
method
still
did
herO.
you use to?
The one where I look at the screen and count on my fingers. It's like right, left, right, left, right. It's the right side.
Team Expert.
Okay.
Well, you've never done that?
No.
Everybody does that, I try. You just don't know about it.
No, I had no idea. You know, I keep thinking about that game we just saw, and I wonder, when he hit the initial drop, charge was just barely not done.
Right.
Maybe if charge is done more quickly there, he can more quickly snipe things and get it to snowball a bit better, because it's definitely a build that you have to snowball.
Thanks for coming down, guys. Big fans. In the audience tonight, actually a lot of people coming out to watch two of our more popular players.
Got to be watching the defending world champion, man.
Absolutely.
It's a good
See,
day for StarCraft.
These are portraits of every human being who is doing something right with their life in the world.
Yeah.
Some of these guys.
You know what
like,
we should do?
What should
is
we do,
make like a
Artosis?
photo series of people who come to GSL. We'll call it People of GSL.
People of GSL. Make
Yeah,
an
and
Instagram
we'll tell their
account,
stories,
Put it on
you
there.
know, and we'll just be like, well, this person was smart because they came to GSL, and then the next page will be like, here's another smart person. This person came down to GSL as well. Oh, look at this person. He likes StarCraft.
Yet another smart
That's
human
the
being.
best game. Wow.
What great decision making we have from our fans. See, even if you're not great at StarCraft, you can still have great IRL decision making and coming to watch GSL. So perfect.
Or GSL,
Perfect
as I'm
call.
about to start calling it.
Well, there was already actually a GSL. It was a tournament in Southern California.
Really?
We don't want to be GSL. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
All right. Well, here we are, a ByuN Reaper running across the map. And, you know, as great as that is, I feel like we've seen lots of ByuN Reaper strategies. We're not seeing any more Reaper racks committal this game, so no more 5 racks into heroes.
Yeah, 5 Rex Reaper against
Crazy
Protoss
builds.
might not be as
No,
good.
that's not quite a thing.
It's, try to take down a pylon and overcharge.
That would be the build that you try just as many times as dropping charge lots instead of adepts.
Yeah, I really wonder about that build. I'd like to see him try it again, to be honest, just to see if there's like... Because it definitely didn't go as he had planned, so I don't want to just like make fun of it. Like there might be something legit there, or it might be something he was hoping to catch ByuN off guard with. Don't forget a Reaper getting kind of scouted, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, I guess at the end of the day, I don't know is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Armory. Does this mean Thor, or does this mean Drilling Claws?
I feel like drilling claws are pretty rare.
It is, but so are Thor's, right?
Well, yeah, but the drilling claws did not get super patched as.
That's true.
Okay.
It didn't get patched at all. It could be Drilling Claws, though. Like, Drilling Claws can be kind of good because you burrow so quickly that you have to see it coming on the mini-map to even have any chance, and then, like, you can't even lift them with Phoenixes as well and stuff. Kind of
Here we
throws the
go.
rhythm off.
Moment of truth coming up here,
Let's see.
Artosis.
Thor or Drilling Claws?
Which one will it be? He just lowers the depot to give the adept false hope.
Yeah.
Raises it again. Oh, Shadow Adept.
It's kind of funny. You can alter the pathing by having them down and then, like, raise it up and kill him because he's up the ramp. It's good stuff.
Well, Artosis.
I'm
it
happier to
is
see the
a
Thor.
Thor. Now, I also want to see +1 armor along with this. It's what ByuN has really been doing a lot lately. I feel like it's also a little bit more of a versus Zerg tactic.
Yeah.
But for right now, really, really cool to see this. And there's an Oracle coming out. Sorry.
Wow.
Oracles don't do very well.
He
there.
scans, he sees the Oracle, he sees a second Oracle building, and the Oracles are just sitting there right now. So that is actually kind of an important thing to look at. It's like a more defensive Oracle opening. He hasn't sent them across. But obviously the Thor is going to do well against Oracles. It'll do super well against Adepts as well.
Ooh! Whoa. That Adept just stuck his pinky toe out too far. Revelation will allow him to take out at least one Widow Mine. And there's only Marines here at the front. This is a Thor rush, so you're really not going to have a whole lot. And here we go.
Okay, he sees it early enough that he should be able to do something against it. Like, do you throw down just a bunch of gates and get a lot of Stalkers? That could be the case because he's going Blink already. Obviously, Immortals are going to do well against the Thor as well.
Yeah, well, Thor is here. But he's
That
not going
was
to be...
the best impression I've ever heard.
Learned it from Husky StarCraft way back in the day.
How about Pylo? Do you remember that?
I do remember Pylo. He had a pretty dope song there for a little bit. It was a fire mixtape until he died, which was very soon thereafter. All right, well, here we go. We got a Thor somehow, through the magic of science, up in a medevac. I don't know how quite that works. I feel like if medevacs had that kind of... Oh, my God, look at that control.
Ooh, nice snipe with that Thor.
Faked it out.
So doing a good job. This is really, really cool to see. You know, normally you'll have, like, a lock-on from a Cyclone, and then an Oracle kill 3 SCVs on its way out and be fine, like it lost its shields. So this Thor, man, with a medevac, you are really hunting it down.
You certainly are, Artosis, and with now the pressure moving across the map. Okay, that's just one Marine. I thought it was actually more. It was interesting to see if he wants to use this as purely defensive. Like, do you really need to commit to a Thor just to deny Oracles?
Dude, if you're making 2 Thors, you're attacking. You have to. Like, you can't just... Like, I mean, you're going to defend okay for a bit, and he is playing kind of defensively, but eventually he's going to have to attack with these.
This is how you kill Oracles, guys. First, you need to get fast Thors, then you need to get dropships, then you also need to have an insane ByuN APM and micro, and then you can kill an Oracle. All right.
Chasing down these Oracles, it's so crazy. A lot of Stalkers with Blink, so things can go wrong here. You have a Thor and a medevac and that gets picked off, you are getting closer to losing the game.
What does ByuN have here to defend? He's got two Thors and 23 Marines. I mean, is he just going to try to micro this?
Maybe.
So,
you gotta be careful, though. You blink under that, and that thing's gone.
Yeah, this reminds me a lot of old school double tank drops that TY used to do.
Ah, yeah.
But this is, I mean, that's a lot of Stalkers. Okay, I mean, just going to kite against these Marines that can't chase because they're really not as upgraded as you would expect. No combat shields. There's the blink forward.
Wow, picking off these medevacs a little bit as well. Gets that one as it picks up the Thor.
Yeah, and
that's a lot of Stalkers falling, though.
Stim used but can't be abused. There's only 2 medevacs right here and really only 1 Thor. Second one not on the way, so this is just it for Thors.
Yeah, have the Thors really done their job yet this game? I guess he's killed the Oracles with them, so that's definitely a plus. But now has a siege tank out, so that will keep everything back a bit. It looks like Glaives was started, then canceled into charge here from herO, so a little bit indecisive in that way.
You always have to ask yourself not whether or not the strategy is working, but is it better than any other strategy? And I mean, right now it doesn't really look that way. I mean, things could have gone differently, and maybe that's the way ByuN expected them to go. And it's just not really going according to plan. But that's a lot of Stalkers for herO.
That is a lot of Stalkers, and he is keeping that pressure on right now. There's not any third base that's going to be mining anytime soon. It is under construction, of course. There are siege tanks being made, which is like... The siege tanks do well against Blink Stalkers, but with charge on the way, it doesn't seem like there's any timing for ByuN where he's going to have a big advantage. I guess the big thing is his upgrades.
Yeah, and so with the Thor armor, one of the things he's done is go for an early mech armor upgrade. He hasn't done that this time around. It's just going into bio upgrades, which are going to be a lot slower than they would otherwise. And ByuN's still on 2 bases, whereas hero's expanded to a 3rd. So definitely the burden of proof here on ByuN to see if he can get anything done.
Okay, coming out right now with a couple siege tanks, but there's already like at least 15 zealots out with charge, so that definitely helps against this type of sieged up army. Will that be enough to actually break through, though? There's +1 on these Marines already. That concussive shells is going to be finishing up, which is going to be really, really helpful with this amount of Marauders.
And herO has his army split up into 2 or 3 chunks, so really going to look to try to get on top of it. Here come the Speed Zealots charging in.
Oh my God.
Big blink forward, takes out medevac, carrying 2 tanks. Thor on the high ground, though. Will it be able to be effective from up there? It's only 1 tiny Thor against a massive army of Protoss.
Oh, God, he loses so much here. That is so many more Zealots than I even thought he had, but just completely overwhelming ByuN.
And he can't raise the depots either, so the Zealots will just run all the way through. Nothing left there to defend, and even that 3rd base will get picked off or might just barely survive. Blink on the high ground to take it out. Base in shambles. ByuN, safe to say, the Thor strat did not quite work out.
Yeah, kind of a different one out of ByuN here. I think that I'm excited to see it in like what he's trying to do with it. It did kill the Oracles, but not really maintaining value against these Stalkers. I don't feel like the Thor's really helped in any of these battles so far, to be honest.
No, I mean, the first one died because it wasn't dropped out of a medevac and that, the microcontrol. I mean, I get the idea. Thor is a big unit, so it's going to take a lot of stalker shots simultaneously. So if you can just disjoint all the shots, then it takes no damage, and it's really tanky, so you can do that a lot with it. But, I mean, then you just click on the medevacs, and it's going to die no matter what. So, ByuN trying to put on pressure across the map with a double drop, but it should be cleaned up. Yeah, there's the big blink forward, and ByuN really sort of living on borrowed time at this point.
And just barely getting out of there with that medevac. Huge roaming army from herO at the moment. And ByuN is kind of teching up a bit, but he's sitting here on 2 bases against a soon-to-be 4-base Protoss.
Yeah, a little bit under the gun. He lost his 3rd base orbital that was floating out there, so he's going to have to rebuild that, and he's not. So probably planning on floating his main base over once he's mined out. And indeed, it is out and on the way. Or was that his main base that he moved over? No. Okay.
Yeah, it was an actual 3rd command, but it looks like the way this game is going, he's going to be playing on 2 commands for quite some time.
Yeah, does need to desperately macro up as much of an army as possible. Even one cheeky little Oracle on the way. But the big thing is the robotic support bay, which will be allowing herO to get to tech that ByuN won't have for a while.
Yeah, getting into Colossus tech at this point is a really great move as well. He's got a strong standing army. He's got his double forges going in enough bases. Now he just has to be careful, because if you're playing on gateway units for too long, even in a game like this, it could go south, right? If ByuN gets good upgrades, he has a slightly more teched army and everything, has some good micro, the Zealots will get bled off, so the Colossus is a great switch here from herO.
Yeah, if maybe you have like a really deep sieged Liberator that just is going to hit the Zealots as they run in, they're not going to last very long. You can take him out. And herO, I love how safe he's playing right now. He knows that he is impossibly economically ahead. He just doesn't need to kill ByuN immediately.
Yeah, it's really nice for him to just kind of roam about and keep that map control for the moment. It's interesting that he has the Mothership Core, or he did have the Mothership Core right with that army. I think it's still there, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at the mini-map. So we saw this from him before against Deer when he was staying hyper-aggressive, bringing the Mothership Core with him. He might be trying something like that. And, of course, the Stalkers are going to be able to destroy any drop. So if he just recalls them, if he wants to roam with them, he has a Mothership Core there too, he can just recall to wherever there's a drop from ByuN, and that drop is going to go down.
Reminds me a lot of watching like Warcraft 3 games where you just TP home immediately when you need to.
It is a cool thing.
Yeah. Not really something I'm used to seeing. Not a lot of Protoss play this style, but it's really interesting to watch. Force fields on the ramp to prevent herO's army from getting flanked, and those Marauders side by side looking kind of like a mini Thor, but those have already passed. Zealots don't shoot up, so that Liberator will get a little bit of damage, and there's the recall home.
Ooh, gets out of there. He was trying to target down that Mothership Core, not quite able to do it. That Liberator actually did a pretty good job, and this one does as well.
Yeah, he's going to get a Stalker kill there at least. So,
a few probes. Handful of probes go down. I don't think herO cares that much.
Well, I think
ByuN only has 36 SCVs right now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, anything that just lets ByuN not die for a little bit longer is something he's probably a big fan of right now. Unfortunately, with this Colossus tech coming out with extended thermal lance completed as well, I don't know. It looks like there's a whole lot of roasty toasty Marines.
Yeah, it's going to do especially well considering ghosts are the order of the day here for ByuN. Obviously, those will do good against the incoming Psystorm, but he doesn't really have any anti-Colossus tech.
You open up like the visor on all these Marines. They don't, instead of heads, they just have giant marshmallows underneath. It's gonna get toasted, nice, and well, I don't know, golden brown. Lots of Widow Mines burrowed in the base. Lots and lots of Widow Mines. So nice hit there on the Warp Prism. It's gonna run into another one. The remainder of ByuN's forces in the middle of the map will be pushed back up there towards the top. But these medevacs will not make it out. Only one empty one survives. HHGG, ByuN out of here. herO takes game number 2.
All right. Strong play there by herO. The Thor Rush. I don't know. I want to see more moves like that against Protoss and see what they end up doing. He did open with double Oracle. And sometimes you expected depths out of that. I guess the Thors would do better against that. But against the Stalkers, the Thors were a bit impotent.
The Thors dealt with those 2 Oracles very well, Artosis.
They did.
But when you need Thors to deal with Oracles, I feel like that is in itself probably not a great
Yeah.
necessity.
I do wonder about that, and if we'll see that again in GSL.
The platitude that's applicable right here is, it is what it is, Artosis. Like, well, yes. That's something I found, you probably find like on Tumblr, written in artistic text over some couple overlooking a sunset or something.
Oh, yes.
Not
Very
applicable
thoughtful.
at all, but yeah. These are the thoughts of our generation, Artosis.
What a bunch of wastes we are. Good thing we have esports and memes.
I know, these truly give us meaning. Well, here we go, guys. It's game number 3. One of our players advances forward to the GSL Code S round of 8.
Fight! Wins the war, are you ready to fight? Yeah!
And here we are, our blue Protoss player, spawning on Newkirk Precinct.
Root Gaming, herO.
And indeed, fighting herO was in game number 2, takes it back, evens up the score. Now we get one more game. His opponent, a red Terran player.
Team Expert, ByuN.
All right, ByuN very emotional. Anytime he loses a game mid-series, a little bit frustrated. You can even see in the games that he's won, if he doesn't win them or he knows he won them kind of luckily. Well, this is the way that he retaliates, Artosis.
Okay, proxy racks. He does have 2 gas, so this will be a 1-base play. Will he just go factory at home and maybe expand? Or will he just proxy everything and go all in?
Looks like it will be a Nexus coming in. It's not Nexus first. There is a gateway out there, so not the most greedy.
Does he throw up? Where does the factory go? This is like the really important thing that I'm interested in.
I love my proxy Destiny Cloud Fist builds, Artosis.
Proxy Destiny Cloud Fist?
Yeah.
Did you just say? What are you talking about?
So
What
111 is
language?
too boring a name.
Yeah.
So that's another Huskyism. You have to come up with a more interesting name for the 111.
Yeah.
Because it's so common. So you call it a Destiny Cloud Fist build. So badass.
All right. I miss Husky.
Just
a great guy.
Instead of forget who it was that coined the term for, like, you see the Hot 6 can in the middle of the map, the called the energy drinks, Thorn Gristle Pump Juice, something super epic like that. Yeah, you're taking the average and you're making it epic. I think that was something that Tasis' brother said.
It's like you take a guy named Dan and recall him Artosis and put him in.
He's suddenly like twice as handsome.
Yeah. It's like, wow, that's epic. Sounds like a wizard. Okay, so this Reaper's doing really well. herO scouted a little bit late and thus did not know that this was occurring. If you scout after your gate, you can see this coming. And Chrono out of Zealot to help, but already 3 kills, and it is a proxy factory making a Cyclone. So this is going to be a bit deadly. Notice how he's already had to cancel his Nexus at his natural, so kind of a tough spot here for herO.
And you see the one Reaper come back in, you're like, oh, what kind of crazy pressure is this? Going to maybe lose probe, gets a little bit glitched up there, but no probe death just yet. But really the follow-up is what is going to be so crazy. ByuN looks like he's sending everything home.
Yeah. Well, if you forced a cancel on the natural Nexus, what is the point of truly pushing? Like, I guess if you were already making a siege tank, it would make sense. But in this case, he can actually just turn around, go home, and play a normal game because we have herO sitting here. Look at this. He's proxying and all because he knows he's in such a weird spot. He doesn't know exactly where ByuN is at, but ByuN has a very good idea of where herO's at.
Look at what he did with his barracks. He actually floated it up and landed it in herO's natural, so he can't build a command center, or a Nexus there. The probe will get in and scout this out, and I think at this point herO is very well aware that ByuN's buildings are out there randomly on the map, so reinforcing back at home to defend against this rush is going to be difficult, but ByuN will scout it.
Yeah, this is a good find right here. Looks like the Adept will keep that alive for the time being, taking out this Marine.
No, I think ideally he should let that gateway cancel, or let the gateway finish and then reveal that he's going to come up to kill it. But either way, we'll force the cancel there, take out the pylon, and be safe from herO's aggression.
Now, herO is going up into Disruptor drops, it looks like. Probably Speed Prism Disruptor drops. Not a bad choice, but this scan gives it all away. And this is a strategy that herO probably uses more than any other Protoss on Earth. So definitely something that ByuN has seen him do before and should have some good ideas about how to stop.
Okay, I love this cute little Widow Mine right at the exit to the natural expansion. Just going to make it a little bit more difficult if you want to run out there, but that's not what herO is doing right now. He's trying to send a Warp Prism across, and ByuN just totally reading, almost totally reading the situation.
Yeah.
Just going to fly by ships, literally passing in the night. Well, except it's daytime, so there's fog of war. That counts as night.
It's nighttime in Korea where they're actually playing.
That is true.
And we don't know what the situation of suns is on this planet that has Newkirk Precinct, so
That's true.
there you go. Okay, so the light harassment here with these stalkers, it kind of keeps the Prism alive that you have these stalkers, right? Because you can do things like target down this Viking. But yeah, this is actually really nice. The fact that he got that Viking is a big deal because he's been teching towards this Prism. It looks like he's not going to continue on the Disruptor drop route, probably because he did get scanned. In fact, he even canceled it after that scan. So definitely something to keep in mind there. Charge and Immortal on the way. Now this is, he's going into Charge. So I think that Charge is a nod towards the strength of anything Siege tank base that might come at him. Like, when you're kind of like very low on tech, if Terran just makes like a bunch of tech units and attacks you, it gets a little bit hard to clean. But generally speaking, you want to have a big economy before you really go into charge lots, right? Because like micro kills them, and they aren't like long term in any way. So yeah, kind of cool that he's going for that style.
It almost feels if you hadn't had that explanation, it almost kind of feels like Protoss just automatically get charge every game no matter what, just because it's so cheap now, 100 100.
Yeah. Well, I like it in this case, right? Because this is kind of already such a scrappy game from both sides, and in scrappy games, things like Charge Archon are really strong. Mix an Immortal in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I like it. And it's the kind of tight normal games in which Charge can be a little bit more difficult to use, I think.
Warp Prism finally getting its mission, I guess, kind of accomplished. A little bit of harassment done, but really not very much on either side. herO does save that Warp Prism, but Widow Mine will hit. Take out a Stalker.
Oops. Nicely placed right there. Looks like he does want to hunt it a bit. Widow Mines are so fast.
Just need some Benny Hill music to... Look at it, just like...
Oh, look at the flank.
Dun, dun. The Adept coming in. Is it fast enough? One more shot, and there it is.
All right, Storm is on the way. More Immortals as well. Oh, very good scan. Tell me exactly what's up. Will he play differently against us? Will he go into the Ghost Academy?
We did see it once already.
I'd like to see the Ghost Academy, to be honest. Like, Storm is just so powerful if you don't have Ghosts. There's, like, no counter to it if you don't have Ghosts.
Auto turrets thrown down, and
that was 2 High Templars.
Oh my god.
There were 2 High Templars in that. Oh my god.
Well, one question is, why are you out there on the map with 2 High Templar when Storm is like 20 seconds away from being done?
Well, maybe you thought it was 10 seconds away from being done and you were getting ready for your Storm drop.
There's actually quite a few.
Yeah.
Still yet to come. Now he's going to lose 2 Stalkers out there. Actually, no. Concussive Shells is not researched, so those Stalkers will be able to pony trot their way back home. That's what they sound like.
Yeah. That would be really annoying if they actually sound like that in game. Should put that in the voice pack. Okay, so a little bit of harassment by that Raven. Got to be careful because of High Templars, though. Feedback can come out rather quickly.
Love the consistent scans, making sure that there are no observers watching his army. Little does he know, there is actually an observer, the GSL, watching his army. Can't scan to take that guy out.
Ooh, that was a good try. Didn't do as much as he was hoping for there. Quick reactions from ByuN. But there's no real counter out to High Templars right now.
Yeah. If you just drop that and get a scan right in the middle of ByuN's army, even though he's got medevacs there, he's still going to have to take a brief pause to hang back and heal it up.
Oh my god. Oh, he almost got hit there by double Widow Mines.
Well, there go those charge lots. The High Templar being dropped. Massive storm on ByuN's army. It is all in the red. You cannot stim those Marines anymore to take them out. Now, in the meantime, auto turrets being dropped out. Several probes going down because they do last longer. Those are going to be denying mining for quite a while.
Yeah, those Widow Mines still out there as well, so a little bit annoying for herO to deal with. Looks like he'll back up with this army now.
Whoa!
Really needs that third base up. Wow, these Widow Mines, he's like kind of not exactly random, but, almost randomly placed Widow Mines around the map have actually been gaining good value for ByuN so far.
It's so cool to see ByuN just get these little tiny advantages, picking off a unit for free here, there, and just everywhere across the map. Now, game number 3, very, very important. Like we said earlier, Artosis, the player that wins this match will advance to the next round of the GSL. It's only going to get harder from here on out, so if you do take this map, then your night is over, you've advanced, and I think both of our players really, really want that.
Yeah, the round of 8 is so important in GSL. You definitely want to be able to get up there, play a best of 5. I think all these players are going to be pretty confident in that type of way, which almost doesn't make sense, but especially these two who are so, so strong.
Overcharge trade, but here we go, running forward, nice feedbacks, taking out the energy on those medevacs, very low, another storm goes off, and ByuN is forced to run away, but instead of running away, he's actually running right into herO's main.
Uh-oh, that one pylon powering so many buildings, looks like it will be peeled off. The Psy Storm's coming up with this Prism as well.
Wow, okay, that's going to get taken out. This is not a planetary, and so it will be able to get lifted, and unfortunately, once again, the Zealots cannot deal damage to that one. But right as herO is pushing way out across the map, he is continuing to sustain a few brief losses at home, and these medevacs are still alive for ByuN. He's going to run them right back in.
Okay, and that pylon not back up quite yet. Definitely going to be able to do a lot of damage. Looks like herO wants to try to push into the front. Is he going to be able to break through? That's a lot of Psy Storm. There are some Widow Mines mixed in here, but that's 4 Immortals.
It is a very scary force here with those Psy Storms from behind, but with defensive Widow Mines burrowed and getting off great hits, it's going to take some good storms to pull herO's army back. He is losing his main base right now. There's a huge warp in to reinforce. Is it going to be enough for herO?
Oh my god, more Zealots being warped in. He doesn't have much anti-air here. Picks up that Archon really quickly with that Prism. And these Liberators definitely doing a lot, but are they going to do enough?
Yeah, Zealots have run all the way past the Liberators, so he's going to need to unsiege and resiege somewhere else. Another Archon does push forward, but it's too much damage, and ByuN will advance to the GSL Codes round of 8.
Wow, really well done there by ByuN. Definitely a crazy game with that proxy into defensive play from ByuN, forcing the Nexus cancel. Good stuff. I liked how herO played as well, but losing that first Prism with the double High Templars, the Raven itself got something like 17 kills. Oh, you can't be letting that happen.
And this is from herO, a guy that in his PvP series to start just looked so incredibly on point, using every single tech just to insane value and advantage. And coming into the series versus herO, a lot of very technical executions, and when those fail, like losing that Warp Prism at the end, ByuN is going to take advantage of that, and he will advance to the next round of the GSL. That means that we will have an interview with ByuN coming up very soon.
클래스 첫 번째 8강 진출자 변현우 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
So we found our first player from the group to advance the round of 8. Congratulations, ByuN.
통해서 8강에 올라가게 됐습니다. 먼저 소감 들어볼게요.
So the winners match against herO was very intense. You made it to the next round. How do you feel?
블리즈컨 결승보다 GSL 결승보다 오늘이 진짜 제일 재밌는데.
Personally, I feel like today's matches were really hard for myself.
저희는 그렇게까지 생각하지 않았었는데 블리즈컨 결승보다 GSL 결승보다
I was playing against a lot of players that played really well, so I'm really happy that I'm out of this group in first place.
게임이 잘 안 되더라고요. 그러니까 제가 여태까지 해온 플레이가
So after this patch,
그런 느낌을 받아가지고 오늘 경기 지면
I
제가
haven't really played very
경기장만
well.
보면 제 온라인 플레이가 손도
I don't
떨고
think I really adapted myself very well to this patch.
지면 좀 은퇴할 생각을 했어요. 은퇴
네.
And
되게 심각하게 생각을 했어요.
even I
게이머가 맞는 직업이 아닌 것
was
같아요.
thinking
생각해보니까
what it would be like to lose these matches today.
You're just getting nervous as well.
Getting nervous, yeah.
그래도 괜찮은 것 같아서.
So it feels like the games that I lost, I actually defeated myself.
오늘 승리 정말 다행이네요. 변현우 선수가 은퇴하실 뻔했는데.
So I feel like I'm pretty satisfied
이번 조지명식에서
with my
자신을 약간
performances
무시하는 것
today.
같은 그런 분위기도 조금 많이 상처가 되셨을 것 같은데.
So in the group nominations, don't you feel
제가
like the people in the group nomination were kind of looking down on me? He said, yeah, it kind of feels that way. But if they were looking down on me before the patch, then I could say something about it. But after the patch,
괜찮아요.
I have a lot less confidence than before, but I'm still really happy that I was able to show what I could prove here tonight in our offline
서로의
matches.
상대 전적도 20대 20에서 21대 20으로 한 부 앞서게 된 거거든요.
So your win record against herO is very even, very neck and neck.
준호
But
형이랑
after
하는
today's
선수들은 모두 다
matches, you are a little bit ahead.
제가 얼마 전에 온라인 리그도 봤는데
Said, yeah, it's not only me. Every player that has matches against herO have these tough matches against herO. I think because herO is very, very aggressive, so sometimes he tries to just finish the game early, but sometimes he also does macro games as well.
이 경기 하고 1대 1의 상황이었는데 3세트에서
So yeah, I can actually really feel that, like what a great player and how great he is.
굉장히 잘 씻었는데 이게 첫 사신이 잡혀버려가지고 약간 꼬여가지고
The builds
됐는데 그래도 제가
that I used, the Thor build there on that map too, I wasn't very confident. Or I was very confident with that build, but he had a massive army. I really wasn't expecting him to have such a big army, more than I expected.
오늘만큼은 심리전, 그래서 더 뿌듯하실 것 같습니다.
But I'm actually still really happy.
해볼게요. 이병렬 선수와의 이
And
전적은
now I'm actually ahead of herO in our head-to-head.
이병렬 선수가 얼마 전에 레더 1등을 찍었더라고요. 근데 제가
So
레더
your win
1등을
record
되게
against
자주 찍었는데
Rogue
여태까지 레더 1등
in
찍고
Legacy of the
GSL
Void
다 떨어졌어요.
It's just so dominant.
그걸 좀 믿고 맞죠? 제가 그러니까 1등 찍으면 지금 이병렬 선수가 온라인에서 하면 이기기 되게 힘들 정도로 되게 잘하시거든요.
와.
오늘도 되게 힘들었는데
근데
이상하게 1등
think
찍은
that
선수들이 경기장만 오면
played really
항상
well.
탈락하고 그러더라고요.
네, 저희도 1등이라고 하셔서 기대하고
In
있었는데
different tournaments.
이런 선수에게 2대 0. 오늘
He was actually a really top
근데
opponent.
오병 사실 이게 경기장 오기 전까지 경기장 오고 나서 영우랑 연습하는데
But there is
저는 300명
kind
사실
of
준비했어요.
that perk if the player is
배럭
ranked
2개 더 추가해서
first,
하라고
and they're always
해서
eliminated really early.
했는데 영우 그러니까 저는 좀 긴가민가 했는데 영우한테 해보니까 이병렬 선수는 후반까지 갔지만 영우는 거기서
So
끝났거든요.
when I play, I practiced against
영우
Dark,
상대로 이 정도 하면 괜찮겠다 싶어서 썼는데
and
되게
Dark
영우한테
gave me some
고맙다고
tips
말하고 싶네요.
on how to win against Zerg.
박명우 선수와 영훈의 라이벌인 줄 알았는데
And what
여기서
Dark gave
빌드도
me
조언하는 사이였어요.
Was really effective and worked against Rogue.
영우랑 저랑 좀 많이 친해졌어요.
많이 세졌다.
And so I was trying to win with Dark's build all the way, but Rogue actually did a really good job
그
defending.
D조의 령 선수도 이제 대기를 하고 있고 3적을 1테라를
Said I actually got really close with Dark after BlizzCon.
저는 일단 성주는 이길 수는 있는데
So you're gonna meet a player
만나기는 싫어요. 테란이라서
from Group D in second place. Who do you want to meet?
조 2등이랑 만나잖아요.
ByuN saying, I actually really want to avoid Terran.
영우가 1등으로 올라가고 성주가 2등으로 올라올 것 같긴 한데
Personally, I think that Dark will make it out of the group first, and then probably Maru
2위로
will make it
올라왔으면
out
좋겠다.
second. But I really hope that Zerg will make it out second, so I meet Zerg instead of Terran.
시간을 치러했으니까 이번에는 다시 부활하는 모습 응원하고
So the last
있거든요.
season,
마지막으로 이번 시즌
you were the champion, so you have that champion's curse, which means that you might get eliminated early. But this time, you've actually managed to advance to the round of 8. So what's your goal this time?
그러니까 제가 온라인대도 자주 안 나가고 항상 나가던 온라인대도 안 나가고 그래서 걱정하는 팬분들이 많이
So
계셨을
recently, I
텐데
didn't really participate in many online tournaments, and I used to actually participate in a lot of them. So a lot of my fans worry about me. But that does not mean that I'm not practicing. Instead, I'm using that time to really just focus on my practice.
너무 걱정하지 마시고 지켜봐 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
인터뷰
So I
하시는
can
거 보니까 확실히
feel my
요즘 좀
performance
인터뷰할
is
일이 없었나
improving a
봐요.
whole lot.
긴장을 하시다는 게
So you can check my games and see that.
경건한 마음으로 왔거든요.
You're saying, I feel like you're really nervous during this interview even.
지금도 떨리네요.
네,
Been
알겠습니다.
saying, yeah, well, before I came to the studio, I tried to be very careful about everything. I'm still really shaky after our games.
블리츠컨 결승보다 GSL 결승보다
All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, ByuN. You will advance to the next round.
And well deserved. Definitely one of the favorites of any tournament that he enters, and tonight no different, winning in first place pretty convincingly overall. But who will get out in second place?
Certainly a big question. herO just looks on fire. And not that clan that Scarlet and No Regret have, or whatever that's all about. But
No, not that. But next we have the loser match. It's Deer against Rogue. I think that definitely can go either way. But I'm feeling Rogue for it, to be honest, man.
You know, I think he did a really good job in all of his games defensively, just defending. ByuN was really just on point tonight, so you can't really fault him there. But he did show really good mechanics and was able to hold on against a lot of really crazy situations. So anything can happen, guys. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll come back with our losers match tonight.
Songs.